So I have told you there is a profile front-end developer. You have to learn HTML, CSS up to Ajax. These topics you have to learn. Then you can become a either back-end developer. In that you have to learn Python or Java. उसके हम आगे we are going to talk about in the next slide. But there is a new profile which is coming, that is full stack developer. In that you have to learn Node.js, either mean or merge stack. Okay, and apart from this you need to know how AWS work, how the database works. So full stack profile is also available to you. So how to proceed in this skill? First, watch the theory, watch any course or anything, learn the basics of these technology, whichever path you want to follow. Then you have to make at least 2 to 3 simple websites, okay, and 1 or 2 complex projects. I'll show you a list that we have created a detailed roadmap on how to become a full stack developer. You go to our channel, Two Waits, and there is a 30 minutes video, 25-30 minutes video, where I explain and give you 20 plus project ideas that you can follow. So this playlist you can refer. Android development is there, web development is there, data structure, CP, all paths you can watch in details. Okay, so I'll share the link in the chat and you can watch it later as well. Okay, so you have to make 2 3 simple websites, make 1 or 2 complex projects. So at least 4 to 6 projects should be there if you want to get a job as a full stack developer, as internship or job. Okay, you can also get selected at 2 projects as well, but on a safer note, if you have a 4 5 projects, then you will be more than ready to get selected. Okay, get internships and apply for job. How to get internship and how to get job, we are going to talk in the last slide when we cover all the different career tracks. Okay, so I'll talk about in general how to get jobs in everything. Okay, so there are 3 profiles I told you: front end developer, back end developer, full stack, and there is one more profile called UI UX designer, where you have to just design the screens with colors and with Photoshop and other tools. If you ask me which profile gives the highest package, it is backend developer. You will get the highest package in backend developer. You need very good DSA skills as well to clear those interviews. We are going to talk about it. Next, you get a package in full stack developer. Second most paid is full stack developer. Third most is front end developer. It's a very simpler developer profile, so you have to just work on HTML, CSS. Okay, UI UX designer is lowest. Okay, so if you are from a good college, lot of good company visit your campus, so your target should be definitely be backend developer or full stack developer if you are looking for a web development track. Now next comes the Java track. As you all know, it's a very popular language. It's been used in the industry from last 20 to 25 years, and almost every company, most company ask for Java while recruiting. Enough opportunities for internship as well. Okay, so with Java you can either work in Android like mobile development, you can work in backend using Spring framework is there, Spring Boot is there, MVC architecture, and all those things are there. Most of the company that hire freshers from campus, they hire them to work on Java backend. Like Paytm works on Spring Boot, Flipkart also works on Java backend as well. Visa also uses Spring. So all these companies must be visiting your campus. So it will help you there. So you can learn it as well, but you can also get selected with DSA only. You don't have to learn it if you want to get a job in those companies. You can also create standalone Java applications. So Java can be used in all domains, in different categories. You can make all kind of applications. High paying jobs, you need DSA, lots of help resources. But if you want a book, there is one book called Kathy Sierra. It's the best book, and I hope if you want to study core Java, so Kathy Sierra is the author's name, OCJP, and you can follow that book. Apart from that, you can watch any YouTube channel. If anybody wants specific channel, I will let you know. Okay, next track is the Python or data science track. So in this, it is the fastest growing track. As you all know, data science is going up, so because of it, Python is also going up. It's also becoming a fastest growing language, most preferred as first language. Like beginners are preferring to learn on Python because it's very easy to learn. The learning curve in Java is steep. You have to do a lot of things before becoming productive. Python is very easy to learn. So learn the basics. Okay, learn the basics, the syntax and everything. Okay, the most important thing in Python is modules, how you can use different existing modules or a set of code to create functionality in your application. So that's very important. Okay, so you have to learn about modules. Many Python based application can be made. You can make games. Okay, Pygame using library, using OpenCV, using TK Inter. These are 3 4 libraries that you can use and make all kind of games. Next application of Python is web scraping. You must be aware of search engines. They have crawlers. They scroll the websites and they collect data and display in their search results. So you can also do web scraping using Python. You can also create backend for a website using Django or Flask framework. Okay, so that's also possible with Python. You can also work on data science. It's a very upcoming field. There are a lot of internships and jobs in it. So if you want to learn, you can go on that. The first platform you should go is Kaggle. You will find lots of notebooks and data sets that you can work upon. If you want to study some channel, you can prefer Krish Nayak on YouTube. It's a very popular channel and almost everything that you need is provided there. Okay, many opportunities for internship as well. Solve real world problems, make projects, models for them, and many job profiles are available. Pay in data science is relatively low to the backend developer. Okay, so it will be slightly lesser depending on which company comes to your campus. Okay, next is the mobile track. If you are looking for any choosing any skill, but if you make an Android app, it will be preferred most because creating an app is slightly difficult than creating a website. So if you have an app in your resume, it will be valued more than a web projects. Okay, so you can definitely look at Android if you are interested do something more difficult. Okay, so you have two choices between native development and hybrid development. As you all know, there are two types of OSs, mainly iOS for iPhone and Android for Android phone. So what is native development? That you have to create separate app for both of these platforms, like separate app for Android, separate app for iPhone. Okay, so what hybrid means, like you create only one app and it will run on all the platforms, whether it's native or whether it's Android or whether it's iOS. Okay, so there are two languages to make native applications, Java and Kotlin. Java used to be the only language used for Android development, but in a few years recently Google has launched Kotlin as an alternative to Java, and it's very rapidly being picked up by many companies, students, and uh, all professionals, etc. So by the time you will graduate, so it will become even more popular. So if you ask my recommendation, you must learn Android development in Kotlin. Hybrid Flutter framework, you must have heard about it. It's very famous. It's also launched by Google. There were already lots of frameworks like PhoneGap, Cordova, but none of them was that popular. But Flutter is most popular. Okay, but making app on Flutter is quite easy. If you want to think between native and hybrid, you are a student from a good college, so you should definitely aim higher and go for native. Hybrid is very easy. So do native development in Kotlin. Learn basics, same process. Learn basics, make few apps, and apply for internships on different platforms. And a lot of companies must be visiting your campus for internships as well. You can make different kind of applications. You can watch this video of Android here. Here I have covered like 25 plus Android apps that you can make, and I have also added the links to the tutorials that you can follow. YouTube channel is 2 ways, and you can follow this playlist called Roadmaps. Okay. Anybody has any question, we are going to discuss in detail. Now there is another option of data structure algorithms and competitive programming. DSA is like two subjects. Data structure you will study most probably in third sem, and algorithms as DA in fifth sem. Okay, so these are asked in written and interview of almost every company. Difficulty level varies. If it's a 5 lakh company, they will ask easy. 10 lakh company asks very difficult, and 15 plus they will ask very high level. So you have to do DSA. You don't have a choice. It is mandatory. Now, what is competitive programming? Competitive programming is a career track in itself. There are lots of contests, lots of prize money you can win, and jobs and internship will also come. So if you are looking for a job greater than 12 LPA, then CP is recommended. It's not mandatory, but it will definitely increase your chances of getting selected in a good company like Amazon, Microsoft, Facebook, or many other company, Adobe, etc. in those categories, DirectEye, etc. So it will increase your chances of getting selected. but it's a career track in itself. So lots of things that you can do, they will keep you occupied. You have to score good ratings and ranking to get a job. Platforms to refer is DSC, you have to follow GFG and LeetCode. For CP, CodeChef and Codeforces are the most uh, referred platforms for CP. So their ratings and rankings on these platforms will matter a lot. I hope a lot of students out of you have already started coding on these platforms. So may I know which platforms you guys are using right now? Anyone can let me know in comments which platform you do coding on. CodeChef, HackerRank, HackerEarth, LeetCode, Geeks for Geeks. Anyone? Nobody started coding yet. Jaka is doing on CodeChef, very good. Anyone else? So you can start from HackerRank. If you are a very beginner person, then you can move on to LeetCode or GFG and then CodeChef. But some students are able to solve the problems of CodeChef directly, so they can go to CodeChef directly. No need to waste time on HackerRank or other platform. Your ultimate goal should be CodeChef and Codeforces only. Okay, so let's look at some of the emerging technologies. Like you will hear a lot of names like blockchain, hacking, cloud computing, and artif- augmented reality. So to be very frank, there are not enough jobs and internships for fresher in this field. If there are jobs and internship, it is at the master's level, like you do masters at some NIT, IIT, or you do from the foreign colleges. So if you are hell-bent to make career in this, you must be ready to study till master or some other post-graduation course. As a graduate, you won't find enough jobs in this category. But if you want to learn only for exploratory purpose, like you want to study like what is this technology, how it works, and you don't expect a job in this category, then it's fine, then you can go for it. So blockchain is the most trendy. Many college prefers projects made in it. Like if you show a project on blockchain in your college, so it will be valued more than a website or a Android application. So you can definitely consider it. For cyber security, hacking, or cloud computing, there are lots of jobs, but initial pay is very low. So very rare high packages are there. Most of them are below average packages. So that's why students avoid them. Your package will definitely improve after 4 or 5 years, but for that time you have to work on very low packages. Okay. Next is we have discussed all the career tracks that you can follow: web, Java, Python, mobile, DSS. So think, explore, watch some videos, try to do some hands-on coding. So whatever you feel like, you can pursue that. Okay, so you have chosen a track, learn the basics of it, and make some projects in it in order to get an internship. These are few points that you can follow in order to get a internship in any career track we discussed. Next step is to make a professional profile on LinkedIn. Let me explain to you. I hope you guys are already on LinkedIn. So LinkedIn is a professional website. Let me show you my profile and introduce myself. I'm an alumni of HBTI Kanpur. It's a college in Kanpur, and 2016. So I've worked in corporate for 2 to 3 years. Then I started this company called Two Weights, where we are trying to improve the quality of learning for engineers. So we have this curriculum learning app where you will find notes and lectures and ebooks. And we have a skill learning platform, Tathastu, where you can just do courses on DSA and Python projects, etc. So you have to make a professional profile like this or any way you like on LinkedIn. Apart from this, you have to also work on GitHub, open source. I hope you guys are aware. If you are not, we are going to take it in the Q&A. And if you are in data science field, go and work on Kaggle. It's very important. Any data science company will ask you for a profile on Kaggle, and get some rankings and ratings on coding platforms to show it in resume. It will definitely help. So you are going for on campus placement, so also make sure you get at least 8 pointer or 8.5. What you have, do you have percentage or CGPA? in your college? Is there CGPA or percentage? Anyone let me know?
CGPA.
CGPA, okay. So 8 CGPA will be okay for most of the company. Rarely any company will ask more than 8 CGPA. But do check with your final year, senior, second year, third year, like what kind of CGPA is usually expected. Okay, no issue. You can also get all the information regarding IT branches. So get some ranks and rating on coding platforms like CodeChef or Codeforces. It will definitely add more value to your resume in order to get an internship. If you want an internship from tier 1 company like Amazon, etc., so you definitely need ranks on coding platform. If you have all these three things, start applying on internship on Internshala, LinkedIn, Angel.co. We are going to post a lot of internship in our WhatsApp group as well. But most of the internship are for third year and some are for second year, and rarely some internship comes for first year. Okay, so you have to just keep preparing in your first year and be ready for second and third year. Look for referral. If you have a vast alumni network, you can connect with your alumni on LinkedIn and ask for their help. So some pointers on how to get a job. You need to learn the core subjects like DSA, OOPS, object oriented programming, database management system. It will come in around fourth or sixth semester. You have to learn SQL queries. Apart from this, computer networking, software engineering, and operating system. So these are the topics you have to study for interviews. Okay, learn basics of C++. It can be asked in written of some company along with aptitude and English. Making good projects and internship will be helpful. If you don't get any internship, it's also fine because you have lot of company visiting for on campus. Okay, so internship more helpful in the case of off campus. In your case, good CGPA and very good knowledge of DSA will be good enough. Okay, so communication skills, work on your communication skills, and it's not just about English but your expressions, your confidence, body language, everything. It does matter while you go to an interview. You can also give interview in native language, Hindi or any other, but you must be very confident and able to explain your answers in a professional manner. Make a network of like-minded peers, like a WhatsApp group on LinkedIn, GitHub, or anywhere. Connect with them, share your progress with them. AK Meena is also doing very good effort to create this community. I really appreciate your efforts. So you can also join him and make a community of friends and share your updates with one another. Okay. So I've shared all the pointers for career tracks, for how to get an internship, uh, how to get a job. All these things you will find in details here in the roadmap. All these are 25, 20, 30 minutes. Okay, how to make a resume. You can also watch this 16 minutes video. It's a very good video. Okay, so if you have any doubts, we can discuss those doubts now. Please ask your queries. Anything types of phone which are used, that is Android. Any doubt you have regarding anything, you can watch this playlist here. You're welcome, AK. Okay, so let me know if you have any query regarding anything I told you, or in general, if you have any query about any dilemma about any career path, any language, or anything, you can ask me. I have a good experience of mentoring students, so I am actively mentoring students from last 2 to 3 years. But apart from them, informally, I was also doing for around 5 years now. Okay, so I have seen a lot of students get selected and getting ahead in their careers. So if you want to talk about GSOC, open source, anything, you can ask.
Can you please guide me for mechanical ones?
You are from mechanical background, so you want to do a job in IT or you want to stay in mechanical?
Mechanical is fine, I guess.
Sorry, my expertise is limited to IT and computer science.
So can I get into IT?
Yes,
Because I'm
definitely, no barrier. There are only few companies who won't allow mechanical students to sit, but those companies are like 15 to 20%, but rest 80% companies will allow you to sit. And beyond that, it's just your coding skills, your DSA knowledge, projects if any you have made. So you will be evaluated just like a CA student. It's only the eligibility criteria in some companies. So it depends company to company, because they clearly mention like CSIT or EC students. So mechanical and civil are mostly avoided in those companies, so you have to be sure which company you apply. Okay, Nikhil, you are from MTech first year from non-IT. I'm looking for Java development. Java, nothing. First, start learning core Java. Okay, go to YouTube, learn core Java. You can watch lots of tutorial here. Okay, then you can study the Kathy Sierra book. I told you, you will see a lot of tutorials. Java, there are plenty of tutorials. First, learn the core Java. Then learn how the collections framework, some advanced topic like servlet, JSP, some basics don't you don't have to study in depth. Then you can work on Spring framework and do the development path. Okay, I am from EE. I don't think EE covers DBMS, so you have to study it on your own. What is the best?
Hello, sir.
Okay,
Hello, sir.
yes.
So, what is the difference between Java and JavaScript?
These are two entirely different languages, right? There is just the common name, everything else is apart. JavaScript is used for making websites, and Java is used for like backend work mostly. Okay, so these are just name is common, but nothing else is common in between. It's just like Python and Java. The difference in Python and Java, same in Java and JavaScript.
And what is core Java and advanced Java?
In core Java, your concepts like OOPS will come, your inheritance, polymorphism, your collections framework will come, generics will come, strings, and all these basic things will come. And advanced, mostly the implementation will come like servlets, JSP, Spring framework. All this come in the advanced Java. So it's just the categorization of different topics within Java only. Okay. Biotech engineer, I don't know much about biotech. I only work in CSIT field. Electronics. Okay. So any other doubt if you want? So if you want to study core Java, go to YouTube. Uh, Watch some tutorials. I will tell you Telusco Naveen Reddy is the best tutorial. You can watch it. You can either watch Code with Harry. Just open the playlist and start watching videos from the first to the last. Okay. So do all the assignment as they mention and learn accordingly. And apart from that, do follow this book, Kathy Sierra. Okay, so do follow this book. This is the best book. I have studied myself and lots of students, everyone prefer this book, Java SE8 Programmer Exam or whatever the name. You can just Google by that. YouTube video. Yeah, you can check course with Meena. Lots of courses are available for Udemy, but YouTube videos are also good.
Brother, what can you suggest me for, as I am from mechanical,
Mhm.
what can you suggest me? Should I take a placement in the mechanical core or shift to the IT?
I think you should shift to the IT because growth in IT is much faster from package, from influence, from anything, any perspective you look at. Everything is better in IT. I myself know lots of students who have switched from mechanical to IT. So relative to their peers, they are much ahead in IT than in mechanical. But still, you can also look for mechanical depending the scope of companies in your college. Okay.
As I am from first year,
Mm-hmm.
what should I actually do? It means that what should I actually learn to get into that?
IT field. Yeah, if you want to go in IT field, just do basic coding. Start from HackerRank, learn a language, do on HackerRank, then slowly move on to GFG, Lead Code, CodeChef, and Code Forces. The standard part any CS past any CS student should follow. You should follow it. Okay. I'm EC first year. Which language should I learn to do internship in it from second year? If you want to do internship from second year, the easiest is to do web development, because data science internship you don't get that easily. So Python is out of the picture. Java is also not that easy to get internship. The easiest to get internship is web development. So you can learn web development, that is HTML, CSS, JavaScript, or any MERN or mean stack. Okay, so Android is also difficult to get internship. Web development is easiest to get internship. Java or Python, which is better? uh, Anumala Sethi, it depends on your expectation, like why do you want to learn a language. If you want to learn a language just to get a job, like getting a job is your priority, then Java is the best option because most of the companies prefer it. So why not you learn it? Okay. For machine learning is Python. Data science is only, there's a choice between Python and R. R is for those students which are from non-technical backgrounds like MBAs or you know BA, BSc guys. So those students do R, but you have to do in Python. So if you are looking for machine learning, there is no choice. The only answer is Python. Okay. So if you want to start on data science, you can just go to YouTube, follow Krish Naik. It is the most helpful YouTube channel that you will find. Watch his video. He has given lots of videos from beginners, how to start and everything. That will definitely help you. Apart from that, you can also watch our step-by-step roadmap that is created by us for data science. It's a very good. I also differentiate between different terms like machine learning, data science, data analyst, what is AI. So a lot of students get confused in that. So I also explain it. What are the difference between all those things? So you can watch it here if you like to watch.
Hello, Bhaiya.
Yes.
Yeah, Bhaiya, you have told me that web development, Android development, or Java, or whatever thing, data science. But can you give me the roadmap which I follow for my all of my 4 years to utilize IT sector for
From-
a non-IT background?
Okay, first to final year, I've also created this path like I've created this path for you to get from first year to a product company. So this path is similar for CS or a non-IT student because at the end of the day, they evaluate you on the same criteria. So you need 3-4 things. You can watch this video for detailed roadmap. This is a 33-minute video, but I'll tell you in brief. So one thing, you need to know very good coding. You need to know good knowledge of DSA and also competitive programming to some extent, like not very champion, but at least medium level of competitive programming. That's requirement number 1. Number 2 requirement is you should be good in any development like Android, data science, blockchain, or any field. It doesn't matter, but you need to have at least 3 to 4 projects in that domain. Number two factors. Third, you have to be good on open source like GitHub. You have to work extensively on GitHub because these companies prefer students who are working in GitHub. There are lots of open source programs like GSOC, GSSOC, and many other outreach, etc. You will find and work on them. So these are the 3-4 things you have to keep in mind. I have told you a strategy like which semester you can follow, which thing you can watch this video. It's a detailed video, so it will take time. It can't be covered in a session. Okay. So first sem, second sem, third sem with all the links that you can follow. Okay. So each sem is defined in it. So I would recommend you to watch it. Okay. Let me know if you have any query after watching the
Okay,
video.
Bhaiya.
You can contact me on WhatsApp and we can take the conversation forward. Okay, so anyone, any doubts? And this roadmap is same for CS and non-IT students. The only issue for non-IT students come when companies don't allow students from other backgrounds to sit in the companies. They will mention in the criteria only CSIT students are allowed. If they haven't mentioned any branch, then your evaluation criteria will be same as that of a CSIT student. Okay, so don't worry about that.
Maya, can you tell me about Tier 2 and Tier 3 colleges, how to get job easily?
Tier 3, Tier 2 colleges, how to get job. As I told, if you are from good college, so the only difference come, you are applying for on campus or off campus. Okay, so off campus you need additionally good coding, good projects, and good professional profiles on LinkedIn, GitHub, etc. Okay, as I told you in this slide, this one, how to get internship. You need to have a basics of some track, make some projects, do codings, and make a professional profile. So these are the basic things. Now more tactics you can learn and you can follow them. There's another video I've created, how to get internships in tier 1 companies like Google, Facebook, Microsoft. So you can surely watch it. It's a 20-minute video. I've given you brief points. You can watch this video in details. That's the only thing everybody does. If you see on LinkedIn or Facebook anyone getting job in a good company, they have followed this path only. There is no other magic word that you can follow. So you have to do the hard work and do all these basic things. So anyone, any doubt? We are reaching towards the end of our session. I hope this session helped you, and let me know what more we can talk about. हेलो. मैंने कब काम